Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel, Recap Stories. Today, we are going to talk about an extraordinary tale. The story begins when 9 dragons pull a magnificent chariot toward a hidden island. This island floats above the clouds, and it is believed that a powerful weapon is hidden there. Legend has it that this weapon possesses the ability to destroy the heavens and the earth. Once every million years, a person is born worthy of wielding this weapon. Meanwhile, a skilled swordsman named Luo Xin was ordered by his king to find the strongest warrior to reach the island. To select the warrior, Luo Xin organized a trial. He pulled out a small jade ball from his pocket and announced that whoever could snatch the ball from him would get the chance to go to the island. Hearing this, many warriors stepped forward to try their luck, but none of them succeeded against Luo Xin's mastery. Then, a cunning warrior named Zhou Kong entered the arena. Zhou Kong was incredibly agile and determined to acquire the jade ball at any cost. As he approached the ball, it suddenly flew into the air and drifted toward a nearby village. Witnessing this, all the warriors began chasing after it. Zhou Kong sprinted toward the ball at full speed but was attacked by another warrior at the last moment. During this scuffle, Zhou Kong noticed a helpless child about to be crushed under an ox cart. Without a second thought, Zhou Kong leapt to save the child. Some warriors mocked Zhou Kong for his foolishness. However, Zhou Kong had already grabbed the ball before saving the child. At that moment, another warrior named Murtaza Yuki entered the scene. Yuki had magical rings and bangles that allowed him to manipulate objects. Using his powers, Yuki attacked Zhou Kong and snatched the jade ball from him. Meanwhile, it was revealed that Luo Xin was actually the younger son of the king. His elder brother, Luo, was constantly trying to prove himself more powerful than him. Both brothers were preparing to reach the island, but the king entrusted the dragon wards to Luo as he considered him more capable. Zhou Kong, now injured and unconscious, began reminiscing about his past. He was an orphan raised by a renowned blacksmith alongside other orphans. The blacksmith recognized Zhou Kang's potential and sent him to the city to learn martial arts. It wasn't easy, as the blacksmith had to forge 1,000,000 swords to pay for Zhou Kang's training. Now lying on the ground, Zhou Kang was supported by his siblings, who vowed to stand by him no matter what. They resolved to ensure Zhou Kang reached the hidden island at all costs. Meanwhile, warriors from different regions gathered around a portal that would transport them to the hidden island. Among them was a woman named Casey, accompanied by 4 guards. She activated the portal, and all the warriors were transported to the island. Zhou Kang's siblings, observing the warriors from a distance, quickly woke him up. Zhou Kang was surprised to see them there. They instructed him to find a secret way into the city and reach the hotel so they could all make it to the hidden island together. Zhou Kang faced resistance but was motivated by his brother's reminder of their efforts to train him, which included forging millions of swords for his success. Zhou Kang managed to sneak into the city and reach the portal. 2 guards tried to stop him, underestimating his strength. Just then, his siblings arrived, defeated the guards, and activated the portal to the island. Upon reaching the island, they were shocked to see corpses scattered everywhere. It was revealed that the warriors had turned on each other in their quest to obtain the Osman weapon. All the fighters were killed during the conflict. The villagers urged Su Kong and his companions to flee, but they were suddenly ambushed by the dragon ward. In this assault, Su Kong was wounded. When a second attack occurred, Su Kong's brother sacrificed his life to protect him. Amid the chaos, Su Kong's sister handed him the green dagger gifted by their master and told him to escape. As Su Kong was leaving, the villagers attacked again with swords. Suddenly, Lusheng arrived and came to Su Kong's aid. Lusheng also desired the Osman weapon. Using his immense strength, Lusheng fought the villagers in a fierce battle. Eventually, Lusheng defeated the enemies and obtained the dragon ward. Inside the cave, Su Kong mourned his brother's death deeply. He felt as though all their efforts had been in vain, believing they would never possess the Osman weapon. At that moment, Su Kong held the green dagger in his hand. Suddenly, Su Kong experienced a vision of the future, where he saw the land being destroyed. Sukong's sister, Shushu, explained to him that the green dagger given by their master was a rare artifact crafted from a unique metal. The dagger was not only powerful but also capable of showing Sukong glimpses of the future. Shushu tried to convince Sukong that they could not give up under any circumstances. If the weapon fell into the wrong hands, the outcome would be the devastation he had seen in his vision. Their master had always seen something special in Sukong, and Shushu was confident that Sukong could save everyone from this dire situation. Meanwhile, one of Sukong's brothers, overwhelmed with fear, pointed out human-shaped stones inside the cave. As soon as he touched one of the stone hands, it began to move. They soon realized that the hand belonged to none other than Kessie. Kessie's frozen stone limbs began reattaching themselves to her body, and she was miraculously restored. Seeing this, Sukong and his companions became terrified and fled from the cave. Outside, snow was falling, and a dense mist covered the surroundings. Suddenly, a warrior named Yu Chi appeared, screaming at them to escape immediately. Out of nowhere, a monstrous creature emerged before them. This creature was extremely dangerous and appeared invincible. Sukong and his siblings decided to confront the beast. Sukong climbed onto the monster and ordered his siblings to retreat. The monster released a beam of light, which struck one of Sukong's brothers, turning him into stone just like the figures they had seen in the cave. The light drained his life force. Shushu drew the same green dagger, which seemed to frighten the monster. However, the creature grabbed Shushu and flung her far away, causing the dagger to fall to the ground. Sukong picked up the dagger and attacked the monster, but it threw him aside as well. Everyone fought with all their might to defeat the beast, but it was far too powerful. When Sukong saw his brothers dying, he became enraged. Mustering all his strength, he launched a final attack on the monster. Finally, he succeeded in defeating the monster. The entire energy of the monster was transferred into the body of Sukong. Now, only Sukong, Shushu, and one of their brothers remained alive. Yuki was terrified and wanted to return to the earth, but the portal to take them back was inactive. Shushu said that if they wanted to go back to earth, they would have to acquire the weapon. Just then, they heard strange noises. It turned out that these were the 4 warriors who had come with Casey, and they had the ability to become invisible. These warriors captured Su Kong and his companions and brought them before Casey. Sukong tried to convince Casey that she couldn't obtain the weapon alone, and they needed to work together. Casey stopped her guards from killing Sukong and his companions. Suddenly, some strange creatures appeared. Everyone started running to save their lives. Although the warriors could turn invisible, the creatures killed 2 of Casey's guards. Casey opened a door, but there was no path beyond it, only a round stone platform hanging over a deep chasm. At that moment, one of the creatures opened its chest and attacked, but Casey's guards quickly created a shield to protect everyone. However, the intensity of the attack caused everyone to fall onto the stone platform. The stone began to break, but Sukong grabbed Shushu's hand and, using the last of his strength, wrapped everyone up and teleported them to a safe place. Thanks to the sacrifice of the Soul Tribe, they all survived, and Casey agreed to work with them. However, she made it clear that once they obtained the weapon, she would try to claim it for herself. Later, they reached a room where strange corpses were wearing masks. Casey thought that perhaps one of these masks was the special weapon. As she approached the mask, the atmosphere of the room changed. Sukong tried to warn her that everything seemed too easy, but Casey's guard tricked them and tried to touch the mask. The mask immediately burned the guard, turning him into ash. Just then, the ceiling began to collapse, and everyone panicked. Sukong noticed 5 circles on the ground and realized that standing on them could open a door. However, there were only 4 statues in the room. Yuki was ready to sacrifice himself, but Sukong saved him at the last moment. Shushu gave Sukong the green knife, believing that he was the rightful owner of it. They then reached a large, locked door with 3 glowing symbols. Casey told them that the weapon they sought was behind the door, capable of making anyone immensely powerful. Every attempt to open the door failed. Suddenly, Lu Sheng arrived and killed Casey's last guard, causing one of the symbols to fade. Lu Sheng revealed that opening the door required 3 sacrifices, which is why he had allowed them to escape earlier, to use them as sacrifices. Lu Sheng attacked Shushu and the others. Su Kong managed to save Shushu and Casey, but his last brother was killed. In the end, Su Kong faced Lu Sheng with the green knife, but Lu Sheng struck him down with his sword. The door opened, and Shushu immediately ran inside. Lu Sheng followed her. Upon entering, Lu Sheng grabbed the mask, which turned out to be the actual weapon. As soon as he wore the mask, it took control of his body. Outside, several monsters appeared, and the door exploded. When Lu Sheng emerged, Casey saw that he was no longer Lu Sheng but had transformed into the Demon King. In fact, the Demon King had fabricated a false story about the weapon to lure everyone there so that he could use their powers to reincarnate. Now, the Demon King had returned, and no one was left to stop the world's destruction. Suddenly, the ground started shaking, and a powerful earthquake hit because the Demon King was using his strength to bring down the floating island and destroy everyone. However, Casey realized that the Demon King's power had not fully returned yet. She told Yuki and Shusho to save the tribe, as she had decided to use her last strength to revive Sukong. Below, Emperor Luo and all the warriors of the Holy Kingdom raised their swords toward the sky and threw them up. These swords combined to form a protective shield. Meanwhile, on the island, Yuki created a stone shield to keep the monsters at bay. He was fighting with all his remaining strength and, ultimately, sacrificed himself to destroy the bridge in front of him. On the other hand, Casey gave her soul to Sukong, hoping he would revive and defeat the Demon King. Sukong's heart started beating again, and when he came to, he found himself in a strange place. A mysterious person was already there, who told him he needed to save the world because his time of death hadn't come yet. Sukong asked questions, and the person revealed that only a god could defeat the Demon King. This puzzled Sukong because no god had helped them for centuries. The person then revealed his face, and it turned out that it was none other than Sukong himself, from the future. He said that the time had come for Sukong to use his full powers. When Sukong regained consciousness, he first took Shusho back to his home. Now, he was far more powerful than before. He then flew back to the island and started eliminating all the monsters with his green knife. He absorbed their powers into himself. Meanwhile, the Demon King offered Sukong to join him, but Sukong outright refused. A fierce battle then began between them. During the fight, the Demon King thought that Sukong was just an ordinary human and could never defeat him. He pulled out a huge weapon and threw Sukong into the air. But while flying, Sukong's power increased exponentially. Using his strength, Sukong sent the Demon King 1,000 years into the future. There, the Demon King tried to regain control of the earth, but in the future, Sukong had become a god. He calmly turned the Demon King into ashes. How did you find the story? Please let me know by commenting below. I kindly request you to complete 10,000 subscribers on my channel as soon as possible. We hope you all will like this video and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your loving comments. See you in the next video.